Express the following decimals as fractions. Now I'm going to be going through a method here that's a little bit algebraic, but most students find it okay once they've practiced it. But before I launch into that, just let's think about that 0.4 recurring. In the last example, we saw that 0.3 recurring was 1/3. And remember that that is 3/9. And that 0.2 recurring was 2/9. And we even discussed that 0.1 recurring is 1/9. So it's probably not going to surprise you to find that the answer to this is 4/9. And that's a shortcut which we're going to be looking at in the next example. But here I'm going to do a particular method, as I said before. So we're going to let x be equal to 0.4 recurring, but I'm just going to write it out at least a few of the decimal places. Now, if I consider 10x, which means multiplying 0.4444 and so on by 10, that's going to move the decimal point one place. So I'm going to get 4.4444 and so on. Now the point here is that the decimal is the same for both of these numbers. So if I do this second line, take away the first line here, on the left hand side I get 10x take away x, which of course is 9x. But on the right hand side I just simply get 4. Because the decimal expansions were exactly the same, when I subtract 0.44444 take away 0.44444 is just 0. And I just get left with the 4. And then just divide both sides by 9, and I get x is 4/9, as we expected. Now we can do the same sort of thing with this one. Let x be equal to 0.57575757 and so on. Now, I need to get the decimal point in here so that my decimal expansion is the same, 575757. And in order to do that, the point has to go 2 places, so I'm going to multiply by 100. And then I get 57.575757 and so on. Now if I subtract the same way I did over here, 100x take away x is 99x. On the right hand side over here, the decimal expansions are the same. So when I subtract, I just get 57. And then x is 57 over 99. Now, I'm just going to point some things out here because they're useful for shortcutting this method. We ended up with a 9 on the bottom here. Our expansion pattern was just 1 digit long. They were just all 4s. Here I got a 99 on the bottom. Our expansion pattern was 2 digits long. 57 was repeated. And that's part of the shortcut. The number of 9s is the length of the expansion pattern. Then just look at the numerators. It was 4 that recurred, it's 4 in the numerator. It was 57 that recurred, it's 57 in the numerator.